Hey, hello everyone. Welcome to Energy First Golf. So today in this video, we're going to talk about one of the most difficult things for most amateurs to understand. So you probably heard of this term, connection. So what does that mean? Okay. I know a lot of you watch this video and say, well, I think I know what it means, connection. But the truth is, I know through all the videos of YouTube channels, Instagram, TikTok, and the videos with connections of very different definition. So let me give you an example, right? I have this thing right here. I'm gonna use this, and you see a lot of people put a glove, put something here, stay connected, all of that. Yes and no. This type of connection, it's not really what we call the true connection. Now remember, if I have something that I put underneath my armpit and create connection, sure. That way, meaning my arms and my body work as one unit. And that's also you can call connection. But if I do something here like this and I swing, sure, I have a connection, but that's a very sort of drill type of connection. What if you are doing a full swing? Meaning, you see a lot of times a professional would put a towel between the elbows and the armpit. Again, they are doing drills because when they're doing that type of drills, they're not thinking about releasing the club in a way where the club is rotating and arms are rotating. A lot of times when they do this type of connection rotation, chances are it's what we call the cut release. So the true way to look at connection is this. Before I say it, let's watch this video. It's from Hideki Matsuyama. Okay, so you have seen the video. From this view, think about it. He's doing a full swing. So any type of tower or restrictions is not going to work. So that type of connection is not going to work in a full swing. Goes back to earlier, I say that if you are cutting the ball, right? So if you look at it, when he swings, when he gets to here, and then he'll weight transfer and he'll turn the court, and you will see his upper body here and gets pulled, and then keep pulling and turning, and then you will see his hands over here start to rotate and get through. Simply put, there's another way that he's connected. Meaning, right now, the way I like to describe connection based on energy first means if my body is moving, my hips are rotating, my core are rotating, my arms are following, that's the connection. Okay, this is the connection. Now, why is this type of connection very difficult? Through all the years of teaching golf, most amateurs have hard time understand this type of connection. Why? Is because we talked about this before, because when you see the ball, if you try to hit at the ball, this type of connection, the swing connection, stops. As you can see with Hideki Matsuyama, you think he's actually stopping at the ball or he's just completely rotating through the ball. So in other words, there's no reactionary movement. And that's the reason why the connection, the true feeling of a connection is very, very difficult for most amateurs, because when you have a ball, if you're thinking about striking the ball, you are literally stopping the rotation, and you're literally stopping the connection of the continuation rotational movement. Because remember, our human body is not made to do rotational movement. If I'm doing a linear movement, if I'm throwing the ball right now, I step forward and I do this, I have a linear lateral movement that's connected, which is very easy for the human body. But when you're rotating, because the rotational movement is foreign to our human body, that's the reason why the rotational connection is very difficult for the human body to produce and do. And also, again, on a difficulty level, the extra difficulty would be because there's a ball there, so you will absolutely rotate, but somehow you will stop the connection because you try to hit the ball, right? And then the connection stops, because if I'm doing this, right, if I'm doing what Hideki's doing with the left arm, do you think I'm stopping at the ball? Or if I'm just connecting with the rotation? So when we talk about connection, it's purely based on this rotational feeling that's continuous. This is what true rotation and connection means. Not necessarily where you're connecting where you're very robotic. Sure, when you do that, it is a chipping or cutting release. But if you try to create speed, if you try to create a lot of speed with a golf swing, you must know what that connection is. But see, isn't it funny? We try to make things very simple to you guys. If you create energy and not worry about impact. That's why we say impact later. Don't worry about impact. If you worry about impact, you're not going to connect in a rotational fashion. But then again, people say, well, I can still play golf. Then again, I say, well, it's because you're hitting the ball. You're not swinging through the ball. You can still play golf that way, meaning you can create a lot of upper body movement. I still play golf like that, but I'm not swinging. So this is one of the hardest things for most people to understand. That's the reason why also it's most easiest way to look at it when you look at it from an energy first, impact later perspective, because your impact position stops your connection. Okay, it literally stops the connection of a rotation. That's why most people are not able to connect. And if they do connect, they do this type of movement. They say I'm connected, but then the club's not releasing because you're restricting the flow of a rotation. Again, you can do this. That's a cut release. We talked about that in our videos. So I don't think it's very complicated, but right now if I do a cut release, I'm not going to let the hands rotate where I have a cut release rotation. As you can see, the ball went to the right. That's also connection, but the idea I'm saying to you is that if you try to gain a lot of speed, the continuation of a connection and the rotation must happen. So I really want to do this video so that way people has a little bit better understanding the type of connection that the whole golf world is talking about. With the tower connect, or am I connecting with the rotational movement with full release? Okay, and the truth is a lot of people say, well, I've been doing the tower drills, why everything's fading and slicing? I say because you really don't release the hands and rotate the club, release the club properly. Right? Then most people say, well, doing that cut release, you say that how everything's going to the left. Because I say, well, you keep it so tight connected, the club never, if you do release the club's going to go to the left, the path, because you are so connected in a way where you're doing a cut release. So you can see if I connect it with cut release but letting the hands rotate, the ball is going to go to the left. If you want to do that type of shot. So remember, there's a difference between a connection that's very strict to the body rotation, there's no arm rotation, or there's a connection based on a body rotation and arm release connection where you're not supposed to thinking about striking the ball. So that's really, I know this is a mouthful, this video, but I want everyone to understand where I'm coming from, because the true way of looking at connection is difficult for most people to understand, because if you try to hit the ball, the connection is gone. All right, thank you for watching. If you have any questions, leave a comment, and please click the video subscribe button right here, or click on the notification. We'll have 2 recommended videos for you to watch, and I will see you next time.